Right now, somewhere in your head, a conversation is replaying. Something you said, something they said back, and you're rewriting it again for the 10th time today. Sound familiar? Here's the truth nobody tells you. Your brain isn't broken. It's just running the wrong software. Overthinking isn't a personality flaw. It isn't just who you are. It's a habit, and habits can be rewired. By the end of this video, you'll know 10 exact habits that retrain your brain to stop looping. Real neuroscience, not motivational fluff. Simple enough to start tonight. Let's get into it. Here's what's actually happening inside your skull. There's a network in your brain called the default mode network. Scientists call it your mind's autopilot. It switches on the second you stop focusing on a task. That's exactly when it happens. Old conversations, future fears, worst-case scenarios, all on replay. Overthinkers don't have weaker brains. They have an overactive default mode network and an amygdala that keeps hitting the alarm button even when there's no real danger. But here's the beautiful part. Neuroscience also proved something called neuroplasticity. Your brain physically rewires itself based on repeated action. Every time you interrupt a spiral with a new habit, you're not just calming down in that moment, you're building a new neural pathway, brick by brick. So let's start building. Habit 1, name the thought. Mira used to lie awake replaying one email she sent her boss. Bad wording. She couldn't let it go. Then a therapist taught her a trick. Instead of drowning in the thought, she said out loud, "I'm having the thought that I messed up." Sounds small? It isn't. UCLA neuroscientist Matthew Lieberman found that labeling an emotion calms the amygdala almost instantly. It's called affect labeling. Naming the storm takes away its power. Next time your mind spirals, say it out loud. "I'm noticing I'm overthinking." That one sentence pulls you out of the loop and into the observer's seat. That's habit 1. Now here's something even simpler, and it works in seconds. Habit 2. The physical interrupt. Your thoughts don't only live in your head, they live in your body too. When you're stuck in a loop, your body is usually frozen. Same position, same shallow breath, same tight jaw. Break the body and you often break the loop. Stand up, splash cold water on your face. Do 10 jumping jacks. Sounds too simple to work, but cold exposure and movement activate your vagus nerve, which calms your nervous system in seconds. Next time a spiral hits, don't fight the thought. Move your body first. Let your mind catch up. Now let's talk about the notebook trick that therapists actually use. Habit 3, brain dump on paper. Ever notice how a worry feels huge in your head, but small once it's on paper? There's a reason. It's called the Zeigarnik effect. Your brain hates unfinished business. Unresolved thoughts keep looping because part of you believes it still needs to solve them. Writing it down tells your brain, this is handled now. You can let go. Action step, keep a small notebook. The moment a thought loops twice, write it down in one sentence. Don't fix it, just release it onto the page. If you've ever cried over a thought that made no sense the next morning, I want you to know you're not weak. You're just running on autopilot, and autopilot can be switched off. Habit 4. Schedule a worry window. This one feels strange at first, but it works. Pick 10 minutes a day. Call it your worry window. Every time an anxious thought shows up outside that window, tell it, not now. I'll think about you at 6 p.m. Research on worry postponement shows something wild. Most people, when they finally reach their scheduled worry time, barely remember what they were anxious about. Your brain calms down once it trusts there's a designated time to process things. Action step. Set a daily 10-minute alarm. Worry hard during that window. Be fully free outside it. Now here's the one question that instantly separates real problems from mental noise. Habit 5. Ask, is this solving anything? Here's the line that changes everything. There's a difference between thinking and overthinking. Thinking moves you toward an answer. Overthinking just moves you in circles. Next time you catch a spiral starting, ask one honest question. Is this thought helping me solve something or just making me feel something? If there's no next action attached to it, it's not problem solving, it's rumination. Action step. Ask that question every time your mind starts racing. It's the fastest filter to catch a spiral early. Let's move to the habit almost everyone underestimates. Habit 6. Move your body. Daily I know. You've heard exercise 1,000 times. Stay with me. A Stanford study found that just a 15-minute walk reduces activity in the default mode network, the exact network responsible for your overthinking spirals. You don't need a gym. You need movement. Take Daniel, a college student who couldn't shut his brain off before exams. He started walking without his phone for 15 minutes a day. Within 2 weeks, he said his mind finally had quiet moments again. 1 walk a day, no phone, just movement and breath. Now here's a habit that has nothing to do with your thoughts and everything to do with your tabs. Habit 7. Single task, don't multitask. Your brain isn't built to hold 10 tabs open at once. Every time you switch tasks, your brain leaves a little residue behind. Psychologists call it attention residue. That residue builds up and it feeds mental clutter, which feeds overthinking. Action step. Pick one task. Close every other tab. Give your brain permission to focus on one thing at a time. A calm brain is a focused brain. Next, a 3-second question that can shrink almost any worry. Habit 8. The 10-10-10 rule. Before you drown in a decision or a worry, ask yourself 3 questions. Will this matter in 10 minutes? Will this matter in 10 months? Will this matter in 10 years? This simple reframe activates your prefrontal cortex, the rational, big-picture part of your brain, and quiets the emotional alarm system driving the spiral. Action step. Use 10-10-10 on every stressful thought this week. Watch how many worries shrink instantly. Now let's fix the time of day overthinking hits hardest. Bedtime. Habit 9. End the day with a positive scan. Most overthinking happens right before sleep because your brain replays the day hunting for threats. Flip the hunt. Before bed, name 3 small wins from your day. Doesn't matter how small. You woke up on time. You made someone laugh. You finished one task. This trains your brain's negativity bias to search for good instead of danger. Calming the amygdala before sleep. Every night, whisper 3 good things that happened today. Let that be the last thing your mind holds on to. And now, the most underrated habit on this entire list. Habit 10. Say it out loud. To someone, thoughts trapped inside your head grow louder. The moment you speak them to another person, something shifts. Speaking activates Broca's area in your brain, and research shows verbalizing a worry reduces amygdala activity, almost like releasing pressure from a valve. You don't need advice. You just need to be heard. Call someone today, not to be fixed, just to talk. 10 habits, 1 rewired brain. You don't need to do all 10 today. Pick one. Practice it this week, let it become automatic, then add the next. Neuroplasticity isn't magic, it's repetition. Every small action is a vote for the brain you want to become. You are not your thoughts. You are the one noticing them. And that awareness alone is where the rewiring begins. If this video helped you feel a little less alone in your own head, hit like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, which habit are you starting today? I'll see you in the next one. Until then, be kind to your mind.